Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on social media. Oh, we got Respill Midwest Boxing Talk. Salute to you, homie. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. I know some boxing too. I'm gonna see you my email. If y'all can hear me, press one. Matter of fact, let me do this. If y'all can hear me, press one. Before we continue, welcome my brother Alice Haran. That's my LDBC fan right there. Y'all can hear me, press one. Y'all can hear me, press one. If y'all can hear me, press one. Oh, maybe I have to turn mine up. Jeez. Y'all can hear me, press one. If y'all can hear me, press one. Hold on for 1 second, fam. Hello, hello, hello. If y'all can hear me, press one. If y'all can hear me, press one. Y'all can hear me, press one. Press 1, you can hear me. Salute to you, brother Jesse. Salute to you. Salute to you, nephew. Y'all can hear me. Press 1. Could y'all hear me? Could y'all hear me? Mm-hmm. Good afternoon, brother. Good afternoon, Big G. If y'all can hear me, press 1. You can hear me, Big G? Autism. Anybody else? Anybody else? I just want to find out because I think I have a little trouble with the audio. So I want to find out till y'all hear me. Could y'all hear me? Clear? Okay. All right, good. Okay. Again, welcome to my channel. Underrated Darkness, yours truly, the number one grinder, one of the best kept secrets on social media. Um, Again, shout out to okay. Again, I'm going over it again. Shout out Respill, Respill, Midwest Boxing Talk. Thanks for coming, Alex Heron Jr. Thanks for coming. If y'all still there, press 1 or press that or type it in. Be greatly appreciated. Shout out to the Miss. Shout out to the Miss. And today is Latino and white women help Trump win this election. I will put the link in the chat for a few minutes. Anybody that wants to come up, all right. Again, Latino and white women help Trump win this election, and it's gonna be open panel. Let's talk about. Hey, sis. Hey, Mashona. How you doing, sis? How you doing? Don't you stay right there. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. I'll put the link because I want women to come up too. Women to come up too. Thanks for coming. Very much appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. Let me get these announcements out the way. To my underrated one family, thank y'all so much for supporting me throughout the years and the ones along the way. Thank you so much. Let's keep on fight for the truth and stand on the truth. And let's understand that we got to stand together. We got to stand together. Like I said, a well-rounded warrior. We got to be armor from head to toe. Because the wickedness we got to defend against. All right. And we got to stand firm on that. We got to stand firm on the truth. All right. So So we're gonna it's my underrated one family. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Jesse, I definitely want you to come up too. Definitely want you to come up. Anybody else come up, but Michonne, I want you to come up too if you want to. Also, McLean Production, No Duck Zone Podcast. Okay. I'm gonna see I can do that, Big G. Okay, again, McLean Production, No Duck Zone Podcast. Shout out to brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. I just want to know. I just want to make sure it's clear. So shout out to my brother Clarence McLean and his wife Tiffany. Shout out to hashtag TWT family. Brother G5 and his significant one sister Queek. Shout out to them. I want y'all to go support them. And shout out to the mighty LDBC. That stands for Lions Den Boxing community, also basketball community. I've been rolling with them for a long time throughout the years, and I'm still rolling with them now. Shout out to brother 7878 Sports TV, better known as the General. Shout out to you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I want you to go support LDBC too. Shout out to the brothers, sisters, and thank y'all. LDBC all day. All right. That's how I get down. And so shout out to the LDBC family. Right? Bill, before I'm gonna send this out, Jesse, I definitely want to get you on and show everybody want y'all to get on everything. And shout out to the Miss too. As you see in the background, and also as you'll see in the thumbnail that I put up, they said, blacks for Trump. Because I want us to concentrate on this. I want us to concentrate what I'm talking about today, because it's very important. Because they said blacks supported Trump. Black men supported Trump. Black women supported Trump. But hey, the cat is out the bag now, huh? Latinos have been for Trump. White women is for Trump. See, I did a video. Great point. And there are some black women have saved that Sister Mashona. But now Allah has saying it. I don't know why, but that's a great point. Great point. Yeah. Yeah, they need to echo that. Y'all, any black women that listen right now, y'all need to check out what Sister Mashona Knight saying. Very great point. But get back what I'm saying. 51% of white women supported Trump. So that means white men have supported Trump too. So what I see was what we have to talk about here is that rural America always support that Republican or anything that deals with hatred of people of color, especially us as black African descent. Okay, Asians too. Okay, welcome. But you see the title. I want you to concentrate on the title. Thank you very much. Concentrate on the title. But I get what you're saying. I respect what you're saying. So welcome, Mr. Barry. Welcome. But we're gonna stick to the issue here. We're gonna stick to the issue here. And we gotta understand too, because I did I did 2 lives years ago when I really start doing content creator um regularly. I said I've been part one and part two. I should have looked for it and put it in the chat, but that was my fault. I was taking care of this and everything. But I was keep on saying white women are called conspirators of white supremacy. Part one and two. You don't know what you're talking about, JT. The proof is in the pudding. And we have to understand there are other ethnic groups, and there are other ethnic groups have support white supremacy too, and also their policy. I've been saying about that for a long time. Oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying that there are some good people that besides Africans and has fight for our cause, and there's quite a few that has fight for our cause throughout the years, and I thank y'all for that. But we have to understand this that white supremacy is in full pledge, people, and the Latinos have been down with it for a long time. So. And we better understand that. And white women too, for a long time. And other women, other ethnic groups for a long time. I've been saying this. But no, it ain't all about tooting my own horn. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying. Go through my channel for years, you will hear it. And that you must take the words right out of my mouth. And because a lot of Latinos, they want to consider themselves white. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Anybody wants to come up, but when you come up, though, show some respect for me, my channel, and the ones in the chat. Show some respect. Let's stick to the topic. Stick to the issue. All right? All right. Got to establish that. Got to establish that. Hold on, family. I'm trying to send this up. So there goes the link right there, Jesse. If you want to come up, brother. Let's Mashana, you want to come up? Oh, you said I'm gonna send this for the G. Well, so we have to understand that we got to get into this one. We got to get into this one. There you go, brother Jesse. Good afternoon.
Hey, grand rising, grand afternoon to you, brother.
Rising for you, and I want to thank you to invite me to your show yesterday.
Yes,
Very much appreciated. and I want to get it, and I want to get into election while you was in a few minutes. But you see the title that I put. Am
Yeah.
I correct what I'm saying so far?
Yes. I mean, but what you're leaving out is historically these populations that you've named have voted conservative. They have voted with their men per se, like the white woman. She preaches all this stuff about feminism and burn the bra and Gloria Steinem and all that madness, and she still go ahead and vote behind her man. She votes with her man majority of the time. I say majority, if not all the time. So, sisters, I hope this is a wake up call to y'all that y'all ain't got no sisters in the struggle for this feminism madness. That feminism madness does not benefit you at all. And as far as the Latinos, they are trying to get the closest to white as possible. So them voting for Trump and the numbers that they did don't surprise me either, because a
No,
lot of
right.
them come from Catholic families. They come from traditional families where the man is definitely the head of the household, and they're Catholic. So whatever the Catholic Church tells them to do, that's what they're gonna do. And for the most part, these evangelists, these Catholics, they got behind Trump. So that doesn't surprise me. What's surprising me is the fact that the mainstream media is neglecting the fact that the new black media had our fingerprints all over this election. We literally told people, look, if you're not getting nothing tangible for your vote, stay home. Don't bother participating with it. And a lot of our people sat home, but they're not mentioning that. They're just saying, oh, well, white women voted for Trump. White women voted for Trump in 2016. White women voted for Trump in 2020. So I don't know why that's a surprise. Latinos voted for Trump in 2016. They voted
Right.
for him in 2020. And of course, they're going to vote for him in 2024. Even if it's against their own interests, because a lot of them, they got family members that came over here illegally. And they're risking deportation of all of them. Trump already said day one he gonna deport them. So
Also there are some stories already for the last 3 days that there are some Latinos they trying to be on the jump on the bandwagon, and and whiteness had thrown them out. There
mm-hmm.
are one family had got deported so far.
Okay.
So, huh?
You said one family got deported so
I mean,
far?
no, it was I'm sorry, it was not a family. It was one guy got deported already after election. So let's understand this, family. That I'm talking about the Latinos that vote for Trump. Y'all really think that y'all got it going on? Y'all don't have it going on. They don't want you. Latino man and Latino woman, they don't want you. Black women, there are some black women have voted for Trump. They don't want you. Now there are some black men. Okay, no problem. Whatever. Thank you, Michelle. No problem. It's always the next time. I got you. But it seems to me that not it seems to me. I'm saying that by looking at this, that they think it just happened just this year. This been going on for a long time. But see, these are the same people. Oh, we with the black people. We with y'all and all like that. But all along, y'all was gearing up to be our enemy.
Right. And
Thank
that's
you,
why.
Miss. Thank you, Miss Sister Michonne. I really appreciate this out and tell people thank you so much. I really appreciate. I'm humble with that. Thank you, sis. Thank you. And it's crazy because like Michonne, see, I was born and raised in New York. Like as Michonne is. So we know what's going on. And it's not. I'm not saying that. Oh, New York already knows what's going on. It's happened the whole country, but everybody talk about. Oh, it's a microscope. different type of people, but there's deep racism in New York. Oh, the Latinos do not like people of African descent.
No, and then you got people like ALC that say they got African blood in them, but they're not black. So there's always this distancing from being black or African. And then, like we've seen during the civil rights movement, a lot of these groups sat on the sidelines until they got some kind of benefit out of being minorities. And now they all go under this banner of minorities. And we see that minority includes white women, it includes white LGBTQ, it includes Asians, it includes Latinos, it includes all these groups. And they're all benefiting off the gains that our ancestors fought for during the civil rights movement too, because the first civil rights movement was during Reconstruction. So
Yeah.
all these fights and gains that we have fought for all these centuries and decades are benefiting everybody but us. And now these other groups are gonna see fat meat as greasy. They didn't have no problem with us suffering. They didn't have no problem with us going through whatever we was going through and continue to go through. But now that is flipped onto them. Now, oh, Houston, we got a problem. Oh, we got a problem. No, no, no. Y'all can hold your own nuts per se, because we're done with the caping. The caping is done. There's no minority coalition. There's no people of color coalition. And if this selection didn't show y'all that, I don't know what else will.
Okay, cool. Stay right there. Brother Big G, what's going on?
Not much, brother. How about you?
I'm on. Yeah, I ready to like. I ready like the candy. And I don't care. Cause I'm
Well,
going in. I'm going in. But I could wait. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go. You've been waiting for a minute. Go ahead.
well, it's sad that people will cut off their own nose to spite their face, and it's not much you can do about it. This is how it is. As you know, I'm from the South, and I come from a line of sharecroppers. My grandfather, my father, my mother, their family, and also a line of slavery. Most people say, "Oh, like six, seven generations." I'm only barely two or three. I'm a lot
Right.
closer than others. And people need to understand it wasn't for our people, they wouldn't be American. See, they came here, stole land from the Indians, got us, we worked it, we built it, don't get credit for anything. And then when it's time, they want either party want us to support them. Now, when slavery ended, we supported the Republicans. Then they stabbed us, walk around behind our backs and stab in the heart. Then the Democrats, we supported them, but then they don't talk about all our views, our interests, because we're not as strong minorities we should be. Then you have
Yeah.
people who share some of our bloodline, like Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, all them, but they don't want to accept that they're black. They forget that part. It's just a sad thing that people don't understand. The man they put in office is not going to give you what you want. He's going to do for people that so much. Truthfully, he's not like them. They look at it like this. This is how the hierarchy of the rich people look like. There's those people who came here on the Mayflower, the ones who killed, raped, and took over the land. Then the people came behind them after that, and the people came after that. Trump is seen as new money. They don't like new money, but he's willing to do what they wouldn't do. He'll do the dirty work. They don't take their hands in it. And
Mm-hmm.
then at the end of it, he's saying Latinos that vote for him, he's gonna come after you. Even if you do have legal American citizenship, they can detain you just to hold you, they can hold you for months just to shift through the paperwork. And all it takes is somebody like you got a white neighbor who say, "I don't like these, Latinos," and they're next door to me. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna call and say, "Hey, they got 100,000 Mexicans living in their house. They can bust in your house and say, hey, we're taking you into the detention center." They did that years ago to the Japanese during World War II.
Yeah.
And it's just and you're using a law from 1798. And I don't know why. This says there's so many laws. Like here, I live between North Carolina and South Carolina where I live at. And there was a law for a long time that interracial dating was illegal. It was on the
Right.
books for years till they took it off 20 years ago. This law should have been gotten rid of a long time ago. But the system is just slow and it's and doesn't pay attention if it gets these old laws. There's some laws that go back so old that you couldn't even you can work on Sundays in some places because it was on the law, but they took it off because the fact was business and corporations need people to work certain times.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. When I'm saying, Michelle, let me read what Michelle said. She said exactly a lot of division with Hispanics. Oh, sure. Hold on. Let me read it again. Exactly a lot of division in Hispanics in New York City. A lot of them don't want to be in alignment with black people. I live in a building in the Bronx. They hate me. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a deeper thing in New York City. Not saying it doesn't happen around USA because it does. I just bring that up because that's how it is. Just like they got talking about the protect the Asians.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the same people who's killing us.
Exactly, and we're still the number one victims of hate crimes in this country. And I disagree that we're not going to get no kind of benefit from this. It's not going to be a direct benefit from it. It's going to be an indirect benefit from it. Kamala Harris, Biden, they ain't provide us nothing. There's nothing tangible that was coming from that.
So, wait a minute. Before you say that, understand, let me point this out. When Donald Trump had got office, he didn't do nothing either. Either party didn't do much, but one did a little better than the other. If you remember, Donald Trump he had a pandemic program that was set for him by a prison administration, which could have staved off the coronavirus. He dumped that away. I would tell you this. This is one reason why I hate him, because my mother had got that infection. She died. And that broke my heart. My mother was my woman, my soul. I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
And he should have been a smarter person. When Obama had to deal with both H1N1, one of my cousins died from that. Also dealing with Ebola. George Bush even said this, that it's not going to be wars that are going to take out countries. It's going to be diseases.
Chemical, biological warfare.
Yes.
Still
warfare. Yeah.
Chemical,
But yet, when we put people like JFK Jr., who's a sad sack of shit compared to his father.
Yeah.
Talking about pseudoscience. It's going to affect everybody else, not just us, but everybody else too. Now, we black people, we can survive. We go through hell. We in high water, hanging, lynchings, everything like that. We survive. But this is something that can really affect just everybody. And there's going to be a lot of people who have biased remotes. Now, you can say that Biden didn't do enough, but how much they can do? They have to go for what the demands want. And then people are so, what's the best way to say it? Can be so shitty about some things. They can be picnicky about things. It's not enough that you can do this, that. You're not going to always get what you want. That's the sad part about life. Black people, yes, we want more. We deserve more. Because it was for us, it wouldn't be much of America.
Right. Well, when you say stuff like it's because of the black community that I won, and I'm going to have your back like you had ours, and you literally turn your back on us, and then 3-4 years later expect us to come out in droves to support you, you got to be out your mind.
I know, it's frustrating. It is. The thing is, sometimes it's an old saying, go to the devil you do know, than the devil you don't. Sometimes you got to pick a side. Sometimes you can't sit and straddle the fences forever.
No, you know what? I gotta say something. I'm tired with picking sides. When is gonna be a time that the black man and the black women, and I want people to hear this loud and clear. I don't care what class that you live in. I don't care what group that you in. I'm just saying this, and people can hear me. Please press 1 because I want people to hear this loud and clear. When I'm talking about African descent in this country. When is going to be a time that we're gonna fight for our own? Put our differences aside. The black man and the black woman, we need to stick together and fight for our own. Yeah, do we have our differences? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. When is the time that there's enough we're gonna start fight for ours? And I know when people say our ancestors, but our ancestors, you know what they did? They ain't hardly had no education. but they know, but they know the battle. They know the plan and everything. And then also we have scholars has said that in the past too, in their own way. When?
Here's the thing. Underrated. Here's the underrated. It's an old strategy: divide and conquer. It's already been set in us. We should know better than that, but the fact is, it's stuck in it. A lot of black people feel like we can take crumbs, but the rest of us want more.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
And truthfully, we should be together. But the thing is, we have to figure out, what do we want? Do we want to take the crumbs, or you want to take the whole table? We deserve a seat at the table, like I said again. But it's up to us as a people to get together. Because you know what? We said again, we talked about it before, how you look at the communities, like the Jewish communities, the Chinese communities, the Mexican communities, they all stood together. And black people are so much divided.
The back of us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why do we want to see that their table?
On the back of us.
Why can't we have our own table?
What I'm saying. We developed the blueprint, but the ones that enslave us in a lot of ways, they get benefits off that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that shit. People say, "Oh, you Pan African." No, I'm Pan. But I'm with our people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand when I was very, very young, the ones who come before. I understand it loud and clear. So I have to. So in my own way, I'm carrying this on. And I know there's a lot of us as a people, we carry it on to in our own way. But there are still some that looks like us. They are devils and they need to get kicked out.
That's the problem. We're too forgiving. That's
and let me say this. Women like Mashona Knight, we need to protect, because she believes in our people. We need to protect women like her. And the other ones they don't want to be like her. I'm not protected. Just as the black women, if a black man does not stand on the rights of our people, don't protect them. I protect my sweetie, like that. But any black woman, any black man that can fight for our rights as a people, I am not going to protect. I'm not.
Right. And
I'm not.
Both of these parties have betrayed us.
Yeah, both, right.
So we don't owe either one of these any of our allegiance. We don't owe any of them our loyalty. In politics, it's quid pro quo. If I give you my vote, I want something in return.
Yeah.
We've been doing the same old thing for 60 years, expecting a different result, and we're not getting nothing tangible from it.
Jesse, let me add it on. Let's say 60 plus.
Well, I'm counting 64, but if you can go back further, you can go back to Kennedy.
It's 60 plus. No, I'm just saying I'm adding more to what you're saying. It's 60 plus. I said for me, it's 60 plus.
Okay. The link is in.
But on record, it's 60 years. I get it.
Yes, since Lyndon Baines Johnson, who said he was gonna have niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 years with the past Civil Rights Act. We've been voting blue no matter who, and not getting nothing for it. Everybody else been benefiting off of it but us. So the way I see it, if we gotta suffer, then everybody else gotta suffer. We go.
No, go ahead.
If we all gotta be what is it called? Oppressed. If we're gonna be oppressed, then everybody else should be oppressed. If you can't have it, then you can't have it either.
And that's the thing. We can handle it, but they can't.
Right,
they definitely can't. And when you feel that squeeze on them, we just sit back and say, "Well, this is something we're used to. You're the ones who wanted this person. You're the one to understand that he doesn't work for you. He works for people who has his interest in. He doesn't answer to you. And now, even though you may not like the other candidate, at least you could have got something out of it for yourself. But you're not.
Underrated. Can you drop the link again in the chat?
I got it. Okay. I got it.
Okay.
My lady's about to come up.
Right.
Okay, cool. Tired of this shit, man. I'm sick and tired of nonsense that you know our people, you know, I mean, like, come on, wintertime, and wintertime's gonna be, and this is the thing of that what pissed me off. We have examples in the past that our people had stand up.
Mm-hmm.
We have examples. Black man and black woman, 60 plus years. Our scholars, 60 plus years. Man, forget all that, man. I don't know. I mean, like,
here's
man,
something.
really.
Here's something you know about history here. During the war 1812, when Britain wanted to try to take back the United States, they offered slaves opportunity to get their freedom with the British.
Oh, man.
Then a lot of them turned it down. A lot of them took it.
Use my language again.
That's all right,
It's
brother. Your promotion. Calm down. Calm down, brother. Need a hug? Need a hug?
No, I don't want no hug. It just go ahead, G. Go ahead, Big G.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I finish that. You finish.
So when those blacks turned that down, the others joined with the British, and they fought. But they, you know what happened. War 1812 ended. One thing is, they hate the Haitians because the fact was they kicked all their European slave masters out of Haiti. That's why they hated the Haitians. That's why Donald Trump made those comments about them, because they were because even though there's enough of those people on that island to kick all those Europeans, but here in America we tried ours, couldn't do it because there was way more of them than there was of us. But that's the one reason why they hate Haiti a lot, because it's a country that grew itself, established itself. You can say all the corruption like that, yeah, but anything like this, absolute power corrupts absolutely anybody. That's the thing about that. But it's the thing that black people, one thing when people say, let's talk to white, you can't talk to white women. There's no point. There's no point to tell them something, because you know what? Like I said, they're gonna cut off their face, they cause their nose to spike their face. They're gonna go with their husbands. Like I said, brother said, yeah, the feminist stuff work, but the thing is, after a while, they feel like, you know what? Why we are secondary citizens. It wasn't for us having children and take care of their homes. Most of these men wouldn't have shit. You ever hear the stories where when a man, his wife dies, took care of for 50 years, and he falls apart after barely 6 months to a year because she did everything for him. But in cases like when the husband died, most times some women know how to adapt because they're needed. Goes back to ancient times when women, we get old, they serve a purpose because they need it. Men, when they get old, they go out into the wilderness and die because they don't serve a purpose. And even though when you tell these women, hey, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to take your rights, they'd rather, like I said again, take that than have somebody say, you know what, I'm working for you. Maybe she did too much speaking to the women, not enough speaking to the black people or just people, not enough speaking to the middle class, well, that. But the fact is, it's never going to be enough. You can be like 100% perfect, but because you might be a different color, different complexion, different background, if you don't look like them or act like them, they won't support you. Like I said again, only reason why Obama won, because I liked Obama. Good president, he's a good guy, because he was a black man. Most white women will go for a black man than an old ugly, got a vibrator, than an old ugly white man. They admit it. They didn't want John McCain. Say, well, we had a choice between John McCain or Barack Obama. He's old, yeah. And Barack is like, yeah, okay. But like I said, it's just what they see, what they want. Remember, he had more the white female votes than what's the face, and also people who didn't vote. I didn't vote either because I was doing a lot of stuff over the weekend, and my knee, brother, I got bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin, so I can't walk as much like I used to. I'm thinking about getting surgery. I wanted to go vote, but like I said, my knee couldn't. I just couldn't do too much. And I saw this. I said, you know what? It's just a shame. And you know what? What's going to happen is they're going to complain about this and this, and then he's going to blame the previous administration. But if you look at it, the other administration did a little better than you. You just, excuse my language, folks, and it's a lady in the house, excuse me, you're just a fuck up. And there's no one to get mad but yourself. You wanted something that's not going to happen. He gave you a dream. That's his thing. He's a snake oil salesman. You drag people around like Antonio Brown, who abuses his girlfriends and his wife. You drag on someone like Herschel Walker, who's pretty much CTE patient. You flaunt these others because they just reconcile themselves thinking I'm part of the system. That one, that's that Donaldson cat. and he was a representative for Republican. Was walking through a speech. A white man pat his head like a boy, like, "Hey, Toby, you did a good job." That's sad. I don't know how come no real black man will do that. I was like, get your damn hands. I'd be like, you ever see that? It's a video of Denzel Washington and Jamie Foxx, and and Jamie does a person of Denzel Washington. That's how we act like Denzel. Said, get your damn hands off me, and do the shaking the lips like Denzel does. That's what I would have done. I would not let nobody do that to me. I want to pat my heel with my mama, and that was her son. I loved her. But you know what? Some people just don't truthfully have no self-respect for themselves. They'll
Got you.
they'll do anything what somebody tells them to do instead of just saying, you know what? Let me be a free thinker. Let me see what's the options here for me. What's I get out of this for myself? And if it's
Yeah.
not that, there's no point in me, going with you because you're not going to give me what I want. So
Mhm.
why should I?
Got you. Got you. Let me get Sister Seduction in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good
Ooh,
evening.
that's a
Peace to
nice
you and
name.
your
Brother.
family.
Thank you, brother. Um, Jesse, go with Jesse. Forgive me. I just woke up. Forgive me. I just want to say, brothers, B1. Thank you for having me up here. Um,
Anytime.
I was on there yesterday with Shabaka show. Um, Let me just say this. I'm not look. First of all, I had been on black vacation all year. So I've been sitting there on my own show where I was like tuned out because we weren't, we were supposed to be on code. We were supposed to be codified. We were not supposed to be even watching or listening anything about the Democrats. We were supposed to be no more vote, no blue, no matter who. We were supposed to be like, all that shit was a waste of our time. We weren't even supposed to be interested in that. Yet everybody spent a whole year being thoroughly distracted and engrossed in this political sham. Okay, it is a
Mhm.
show. It was disgusting. I mean, we didn't pick her. She wasn't elected. She wasn't select. She was just thrown in, and that was the choice. It wasn't even a choice. That was what we were told we had to do. They pandered belligerently to black people only because on the fact of thinking that well are we were like obligated, excuse me, obligated to vote for them, for the Democrats. Look, I when the Biden coup happened, that's how I'm gonna refer to it. When the Biden coup happened, when the Biden coup happened, I was like, oh man, you had first of all you had Cardi B talking about he should have just passed the torch. They didn't remember they didn't have nobody at first when the coup when they pushed out Biden over George Clooney, whatever he had said. You know what I mean? So they had picked her. Uh, Cardi B is like, who the fuck takes uh, political cues from this broad? You know what I mean? That's just for listening, for music. You know what I mean? And not even good music. It's just ratchet as hell. But you take political advice from this broad. That's retarded off top.
That was good.
Hold on a sec, sister. Hold on a sec. The second is that when this happened, they had told us the Democratic they had made it seem like black women were preaching to us like we had to choose a black woman. That's not a black woman. That's a melanated woman. If we're gonna be technical, okay, it's a melanated woman. It's not black first, but they pandered to us. You had uh, richly melanated sisters talking about you gotta go, vote for the black woman or just vote for a woman. Look, like she's not black. I kept saying, "Hey, check this out. We don't have to pretend no more, sisters. We don't have to pretend. Biden taking a nap and eating a progressive soup. He cool right now. We don't gotta pretend that this is a sister. This is a regular melanated woman who side more with the white women, really. If you listen to her, she was never for us. But they tried to act like she was, and we had to stand with her. And I was like, no. And every time I see I would see dark sisters over there at the rallies, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you there? No, no, no. Right? So now we have the election. That was a fucking man. Trump just took it. It was like over in the second round, like that. If we was gonna look, it was over quickly. And she didn't come out. She didn't address them people. You saw at Howard, you saw nothing but black people sad and disappointed that she didn't even come out and address them. Then you saw them the next day crying. You saw white people crying. I was like, what in the fuck is going on here, right? So they want to tell us we see black women on TikToks and shit talking about we're not gonna, tell them to vote. We don't have we came out and we were in the struggle with you. Are you serious? We ain't supposed to have no friends. We ain't even supposed to be looking at this democratic shit. That's not a sister. Not even a little bit. And even if she was, she's not black first, ladies. That brought us a whole nother fucking thing. A whole nother thing. And she's married to a white man. That's a whole different issue. So, it's like it's not it to me it was like, are you serious? Now you see we couldn't hang out with them. It's under the desk, right? Sorry, man. Now you see they ain't our friends. Them white ladies ain't got shit to do with us. They got nothing good for us. They're just like the white man. They're just like every other buffer class. They ain't got nothing to do with us. They don't care about us. They'll keep us in benign neglect. They'll keep us fucking impoverished. They're mad. Like right now, Democrats is big mad at us because we would say, see, the pandering to the men. They had melanated sisters, darker sisters over there telling men bad things because of whatever the Democrats were pushing. Yeah, there was just nothing but pain. It's like a fucking wall of sheep. And this shit was sad. Then you got fucking Barack Obama and every other fucking off-brand black dude trying to tell regular black men how to fucking vote. And I was gonna say this to the sisters too. How come you think that men can't make their own mind up and decide early on who they're gonna vote for? Just because they don't talk don't mean they can't think. You know what I mean? And I seen this firsthand with the disrespect. And it's like, look, I don't have to ask Jesse what he's thinking. I already know him. And I'm like,
Right.
you see what I'm saying? I can trust him to make up his own goddamn mind. But he ain't got to say nothing. I listen to what he's watching. And I see the facial expressions. And that's that. You see what I'm saying? It makes
Right.
sense to me. That's all I had to say, brothers. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Do me a favor. Could you put your channel in? Could you put your channel in the link,
Yes,
please?
sir.
So we can get it. And definitely, I would definitely want to reach out to you in the near future because I want you to be on the panel. I want you to be on the panel. Thank you so much for your spirit, sister.
Yes.
Thank you very much for fight for us as a people to believe in the black man.
Yeah,
Now we're gonna turn this.
I write black
Right.
policy. I work on Justice campaign. So all I do is write things for that's all we are. It's they said, like, if I'm gonna say it like this, we're supposed to be like, all we have is each other, right? We have to look out for each other.
Right.
So check this out. Like, I was just on another show like a week ago, and these broads were talking to me, and I'm like, don't let the shade deflect the message. I work on 3 campaigns with nothing but black first agenda. That's it. That's all. So, because of my fairness or whatever. Look, that don't mean should I stop doing the work? No, we need a crime bill. We need everything. We need an Amber Alert specifically. Everything needs to be specifically just for us. We need to delineate. We need to separate. We need to do a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And it's important. If you're like following the new black media, then you already know. If you've already read the compensatory code book, you know what we need to be doing. So this ain't even a question. That's why I said I've been on black vacation. Jesse tapped me in. I'm like, oh, why'd you bring me back? And I go back on vacation. It's a waste. It's a waste for us to think about what the fuck they doing. I ain't even fucked up with it that Trump won. I'm glad that she didn't win. That means we did our thing. That means we stood on it. We did this. You're welcome. Eat a dick. Eat 2 on Friday. That's what it is, Democrats. Because they've been, for 60 years or plus, they've been giving us lies and shitting in our face and telling us, oh, we're going to do better next time. They'll never do better. We leave it up to them.
Gotcha.
They'll never do better. And in the democratic process, is like, well, fuck y'all third party, it don't matter. You don't count. Oh, we don't count. You're right. Probably not in this round, but we sure made a difference that you didn't win, and that's all. That was the point. We disrupted your bullshit. We did
Right.
that. You couldn't. You take black men for granted, which is supposed to be our warrior class, our
Mhm.
leadership. So if
Gotcha.
we're supposed to follow that line of thought, you took them like they was
Was
like a okey doke.
right. Thank you. Thank you. I got you. Make sure put your channel in the chat so we can subscribe to you. And reigning woman.
Hello, JT and
What's going on?
Seduction Doll, and it looks like Jesse and George and everyone in the chat as well. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Welcome back.
Afternoon.
Fantastic topic. Hot topic, right?
I make it as a hot topic because ain't hardly no social media. Nobody don't want to talk about it. But you know how I do it. So
I like to
but
say that a lot of my thoughts mirror Seduction Doll. And I
okay.
love the way she articulated them, her points, so
Mm-hmm.
clear and so well. To add to what she said, which doesn't need much addition at all, because she definitely said enough. Um, One of the issues that I had with this is among several, let me be clear. But one of the issues that I had is the entitlement of the obligation of my vote because
Mm.
I am a melanin woman, right? Like, it was truly the audacity, and still is the audacity and the gall, to think that because I have melanin in my skin, I owe you my commitment and my vote based upon nothing else besides the commonalities of a woman, of being a woman and having melanin in our skin. To relegate my existence to those mere components is to segment me as a human being overall and negate the other parts that make me who I am. Let that marinate before I say anything else.
You keep on going. You keep on going, Sister Rainey. Cause I ain't finished with my rant yet, but you keep on going, sis. Keep please. Go
so,
ahead. I got a rant. So you keep on going. No, keep on going, please. Please keep on going. Cause I want other women to understand. Other black before I continue. I want other black women to understand. They are black men and black women are alignment. We are alignment with each other that knows the truth.
mhm.
And we better
After,
understand that. But go
after
on, Sister
the
Rainey. I can wait.
after the reigning woman go, I want to say one more thing to add to what she just said after she get done with her thoughts.
Okay, and after you finish seduction, I'm gonna go my rant again, right? Y'all gonna hear that, right?
Okay.
Good.
So another thing is to use women's reproduction rights as the main and as the primary talking point that you explain in more detail, or that you stand for. You stand on business more than anything else during your entire campaign, as if our reproductive rights are the only thing at hand, and is the only concern for women. And while it is a concern, for women. There are other things surrounding our reproductive rights and our reproductive organs that has more to do with the foundation of how we carry ourselves and how we prioritize our womanhood overall versus just the ability to choose whether or not we want to bring a life into existence. I'm gonna stop there. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna make one more. I'm gonna stop there for now. No, I'm not.
Ah,
Okay, one more thing.
that's the thing with a woman. She can't make her mind. That's what what they did ourselves.
That's why I should not be president
I see it all point.
of a country.
Right.
Okay, let's be clear about that. You don't see me as the president, okay? Because I will hold you up at the menu in the drive-through line. Okay, I will hold this up for a minute. But no, here's another thing. To think that I owe any commitment and any unification and any loyalty to a community. In this case, I'm speaking of the what do you want to call it over here? Because I don't want to mess up your stream or your monetization.
Say it. I'm not monetized.
No,
The LGBTQ plus community.
Gotcha.
To think that I should stand in any kind of alliance for their rights when their rights actually infringe upon my rights as a woman, a natural born woman who operates in her, embraces and operates in her divine assignment, and who puts God first. To think that I owe them an alliance when they never have an alliance for us. Again, it's the nerve, it's the gall and the audacity to think that your rights or those rights are more important than my values. I'm going to stop there. I really am going to stop there for now.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Sister Seduction, after you go, and then we're gonna keep it going, and I gotta finish what I say, and we're gonna keep it going. Right.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna say it like this. You're absolutely right. First of all, in my opinions, I think the LGBTQ plus agenda has never really been for us, especially with when we come to black first identity, right? So we can there's been on several panels where I've argued this whole thing. Look, I can't stand with anybody that anybody that has, especially men that dress like women or live lives like women, when they've been basically mirror imaging black women, right? But they don't tell you how to maneuver as a black woman. You provide feminine, you know what I mean? And that to me was like you slapping your mama in the face. That's stupid. Secondly, I can't go with that program. I can't go with $1 trillion agenda. You know what I mean? That's a $1 trillion plus agenda that they put everywhere. Now you got hormonal therapies and shit like that going on in the clinic, in the doctor office. Like I was telling Jesse and the show that we was on the other day, that I go to the doctor, I'm signing my consent, and I'm looking at this new laminated piece of. There's like, did you read that on the desk? The nurse asked me. I look at it. First of all, it's all in Spanish. Thankfully, I speak 5 languages, but I was like, I make it. I don't even use the Spanish really because I make you work for it. If I go to your country, I'm supposed to speak your language. And you come here to my country, you better speak our language. Yeah. So I'm looking at this shit, and all it said is, what is it called? Gender affirming care. And there's like 6 levels to it, right? And I'm looking around and I'm like, oh my god, what am I? I'm at my own damn doctor. I don't pay attention to none of that. I'm like, this is fucking gross. That's first of all, in my mind, that's gross. Secondly, I'm like, I just wanted to be taken care of simply. As far as like, you can't even get that without them pushing some sort of line on you at the doctor's office. You know what I mean? You can't even get the right care. We talking about black women. Well, first of all, let's talk about the abortion shit. That's for them. I don't know what the fuck everybody was thinking, but we shouldn't be co-signing anything that has to do with the ending of the black seed. Okay, we shouldn't be signing up for that. We shouldn't be standing with it. We should walk totally away from it. Because they've been killing us. First of all, through um, and I say they, I mean them, OTBs, the other doctors, whatever, that don't have black women's interest in mind when black women are carrying black babies. Either one or both can die. So they don't care. They don't. They've been stealing from us, from the black woman, since forever, right? So when we talk about the maternal care, they don't give a fuck. That's why most women have went to the doulas and the holistic health care, the holistic medicine, because they can't get the right care. They're getting fucked with while they're in the hospital trying to have a baby. Okay, they're getting messed with. I gotta take Jesse with me to the doctor so that he can just stand in his masculinity, maybe raise his voice just a notch or two, so they can take me seriously, or else they won't help me. I'll literally die. You see what I'm saying? So I gotta bring a brother there to, which is not a big deal to me. I'm cool with that. I can say I need a man. Yeah, I totally need him. I need him. You know what I mean? And stand good with that. I'm not worried about any of that. That over feminization, that masculinity is toxic. That feminine masculinity is toxic. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's a horrible, unattractive behavior. You know what I mean? It's a trained, learned behavior too. It's not even natural. So it's like, I'm like, look, check this out. First of all, I would never take nothing that a white woman is going to tell us about how to manage our divine feminine, when and where to bring the seed into the world. We control that. That's always been what it is. If I don't want to have a baby, I'm not going to have a baby. If I want a baby to come in the world, a baby's going to come in the world. That's just the way our shit works. Them, I don't know why they're using abortion as the main topic. The main topic was, look, it's not even for us. That shit with Planned Parenthood is a genocide, a black genocide. You know what I mean? And it has always been that way. They have white people paying to abort our black children. As light as I am, me and Jesse make a baby, still black. And it's
Right.
going to be black. It's going to go back to black. This just goes back to where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So why we ending our seed or our lineage, our line, is beyond me. Second, the other thing to that is, I would never let a white man, as in Trump or whoever, dominate my wellness or what I do or how I operate in my reproductive care. Excuse me, I want to say that, my reproductive care, or even a Democratic woman. If I get in a situation, I'm gonna look at all the options of how I can get myself out of that situation if it's one of those cases, and there's always a greyhound. There's always a greyhound. You know what I mean? And not only that, but we can hop on, we can hop off. Okay, so I just don't understand why we're using Plan Bs and abortion to regulate our systems. You know what I mean? That's just the universe.
Here,
We
here's
gonna be all right. You know what I mean? We gonna
here,
be all right.
here's the thing about abortion. It actually, if you go back to the history of it, back in the day, a lot of women were having kids, and women, y'all suffer more when you have children, especially you have high rate of dying and anything like that. As a man, I can never speak on that because it's the things that if men can have babies, watch abortion killings, we have revolving doors every day. But we're not built for that. Our purpose, as I tell underrated, our purpose in life as men is to battle, breed, and to die. That's it. Y'all women are the bearer of our children. Now, the problem is not that about black women, it's about white women who decide they don't want to have children, who don't want to have. Also, There's cases of people who are victims of incest, rape. Would you want to carry a child to somebody that's not yours? That's somebody who violates your body. That's the option. And the other thing is, this is about the right of the individual, not so much. And we like this: we take away one freedom from somebody, it affects all other freedoms in the line.
Um,
If you don't have that choice, deciding, you know what, I don't want to do this. If you get with somebody, that's why conversation is, because one thing is human population is growing. It's like one of my favorite movies, The Matrix. And there's a part where Smith is talking to Morpheus. He says, and we keep talking about black in this, but we're still humans all in purpose of it. The human being is like a virus. Unlike other animals, they stop somewhere, they move on, and let the environment change. When we settle in place, we grow, we take up, and we use up the resources. That's how it is sometimes. Now, for white women, they know what they want to do. For black people, we know what we want to do. But the thing is, in the end of it, it's not so much about black or white, Hispanic or Latino. This is something about man and women. It's about what you want to do with your body, what you want to do. If you want to have a child with somebody, that's good. People talk about, let's go adoption. Some people don't want to have somebody else's child. That's one thing. IVF, they want to have their own kids. And even also with abortion, some of the stem cells from the aborted fetus is used, because I do, Unrated tells you, I do a lot of content on bodybuilding. And a lot of bodybuilders use some things to help them, especially with injuries, stuff like that. Stem cells is used for, injuries with knee, body parts like that. Fighters use it too. And it takes human DNA to fix the human body. I know people go surgery so that if you remember back there, a woman got a baboon's heart, or got a liver from I think it was a goat or something. No, it was a monkey, or was it a I remember the episode with Della Reese, and she got I think it was a liver from a pig. And it takes human bodies to fix human bodies. And when you use those fetuses, which are not really living, born, it's no different from a tumor. This tumor's gonna have hairs and even teeth in it, but it's not a living thing. But use that resources to help the body. Even Nancy Reagan, who was, a staunch Republican, when her husband was going through dementia, she supported, stem cell researchers, because it takes those stem cells. Abortion, it was one of the reasons, and like I said, it was too much to focus on it. But like I said, this is a freedom and choice of individuals, of people. And that's the thing that shouldn't be too much to focus on. When you, like I said again, when you take one person's freedom, it doesn't stop at that. It's going to affect all the others in the long run.
Right, but George, I don't think that. Well, I understand what you're saying, but Sister Seduction and Reigning Woman, I want y'all to jump into this. And any women in the chat, any women in the chat that want to join in, I understand what you're saying, Brother G, and I get it. But I don't. But Sister Seduction comes from a point of parenthood, of forcing or to try and destroy what the women had total destruction, so she will not have no kids from a black man. And I'm talking about the parenthood. Now, when I talk about parenthood, the one who created it is Margaret Singer. That's the same one that Hillary Clinton had analyzed. And I want the women to go into it, because I think Sister Dustin, I get what Sister Dustin was saying. I get Sister Rain Woman, and because I know we talk about abortion and we talk about what we know what Sister Rain and Woman and Sister Dustin talking about. We don't hear that. We don't hear. I'm not gonna say we don't hear that much from the women, but women like them, that conversation, we got to hear that more. Because there are other women, that do not want the black woman to procreate, and we have to understand that. And sometimes us as men, we get so caught up in this and get so caught up in that. That's why it's so important that I want Sister Seduction and Rain Woman. Am I right when I'm saying? I can stand be corrected, so I'm giving it to the women. And then my rant be coming in a few minutes.
Absolutely. I mean, they took it. They also didn't factor that black men feel strongly about the sisters of ridding themselves of a pregnancy. They feel strongly. Just because they don't talk often doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. And that's another reason the Democratic Party uh, didn't even factor in when it came to black men. When they're talking about ridding us of our seed and whatnot, and heavily pushing the IVF on us. Like I thought that was I listened to everything, even though I didn't want to. I would fight over here with just like I just want to watch movies, but
Right.
I don't want that shit is when you are in a helpless position. Like we can only do so much in our state. We're in Colorado or in Denver, I'm in Aurora. So it's like we can only do so much. These Democratic, I'm gonna refer to it as Democratic black shields. Okay, these
Mm.
sisters were pushing it on us like, don't you care about your reproductive rights? First of all, and I'm just gonna talk like I talk. First of all, bitch, I do care, and I don't let anybody dictate to me how I'm gonna manage my body. That's my freedoms. Like even if they wasn't a right, as I'm alive and I'm breathing, you're not gonna tell me how to live or when to escape you. I will run from you. I'll leave. I'm gone. I'll fight you. I don't care. It's just that way for me in my mind mentally. So I'm like, first of all, you go push this shit on us. I don't use any of those things that the doctors give us because they cause us problems. They cause us hemorrhaging. They cause us unnecessary uterine bleeding, cysts. They cause us all kinds of. They want to take our. If they get a chance and we have a baby and we have to have a cesarean, they will go above and beyond the call of duty to try to remove our whole system. I'm 44 years old. I was 22 and I had my last baby. They try to remove the whole system. Okay? The whole system. Just because they don't want me to breed. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no. No. If I want to be able to have a choice when I want to carry my next baby, if I listen to them tell me, they say I'm too old, they'll be like, you're too old. No, you're not too old. Your body does what your body does for the sisters. Okay, that's just the way it is. For some reason, we're just magical like that. That's the jealousy that they want to kill. They want to end it. It's a fucking fact. Right by Jesse's house, like literally a half a block away, is a fucking big ass Planned Parenthood. Big ass Planned Parenthood. It's gated up. It's like the gates are like black and they're like 12 feet high, and it looks like a fucking castle, right? And they have white people outside blocking any black person from going in there just to find out, because the Planned Parenthood's allegedly got different things. I know. I went to them too. I'm not young. I was a young girl when I had my first child. You know what I mean? I was only 18 years old. So I'm like, look, I need to go in there, but I didn't go in there to rid myself of my seed. I had to, I had to do what I had to do, even if I was alone in the process. They don't factor in how men feel. That they took that shit for granted. They didn't factor in men will get upset because they think that men don't want to be daddies, that they men don't want to be fathers now. We're in 2024. The days of a man running out on his kid are far fucking they're gone. Men do want to be fathers, especially black men. They're good fathers. Some of them maybe not. It's whatever. It's probably conditioning of the environments that they live in. It's probably that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't technically put it on all of them, but they pandered so much to women that they try to turn women against the man, thinking that he don't care about a woman's right to choose, allegedly right to choose. Look, how do you feel now, sisters, knowing that you stood with this broad, this off-brand broad, right? And then you got motherfuckers like Nick Fuentes laughing in your face, talking about that they control our bodies. You know what I mean? It's all over the internet. How he's saying, my choice, your or my he basically controlling it. Like he's all happy about it. Look, first of all, a white man being in control of anything black is fucking beyond me. But that's the system we live in. That's the system we live in under the racism of white supremacy, right? But we can't let them dictate to us. They can't let them dictate to us. We can't let some off-brand melanated woman who got thrown in the mix and dictate to us too about what's important. What's important is these motherfucking grocery prices, and we live in a fucking food desert. What's important is fucking migrants that think they are better than us too. We've been stepped on too. Oh, even with them, they still leapfrogging over us, and they want to be mad because we're like, sit it down, hold your own motherfucking nuts. This is FBA time. We gonna do what we need to do to get the black agenda addressed, reparations, everything that we need to handle so we can take care of our own, so we don't have to listen to them or tell us when and where we could breed, where we could put our children in school at, whether we choose to homeschool them or not, what is his story and what is our story, and what we can tell it when we can't tell it. You know what I mean? That shit is ridiculous. And the fact that the Democrats thought they were entitled and that we were obligated. They pandered every motherfucking celebrity. Yeah. Where did that pandering go? Look, Mashonda, I'm Black, Indian, and French. Over here, we call it Creole in Colorado, but Black, Indian, and French. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Kamala, yeah, Kamala's an Indian bed wench. So why we care what this broad is saying to us? She don't speak on. She's not black first at all, not even a little bit. She tried to pretend it didn't feel confident enough to even sell it to us. So the way the shills were working in our own city, because we sit on 5 wards here to do the work of the black community that shunned us. Yeah. How they feel now. Like we sit there telling them, look, you're on the wrong side of the fence. We are not Trump supporters either. Right. We was Cornel West supporters. Right. So, like, if we had to choose identity politics, that was a black man and a black woman. Mm-hmm. That was identity politics if we were going to go that route. Right. And they weren't talking about aborting anybody. They were talking about fixing problems and, making the economy better or whatnot. But nobody was listening to that. So I'm thinking to myself now, even with Trump going into office, you still don't hear him talking about ending us.
Mm-hmm. But he's not. Actually, you got to think about it. Actually, here again, he's going to put in immunity laws for the police, which will affect us. Also, try to bring back stop and frisk. That also will affect.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot that part.
Yes. Excuse me.
I said correct. I forgot about that part.
Okay. Now, since you already talked your part, let me talk my part. Age for beauty. Okay. So here's the thing: is people, we all want what we want for ourselves, but here's the truth of it: it's not going to happen like that. And here is that it's not so much about black and white; it's about us against them. Those who have and those that have nots. Like I said again, I've told underrated knows my history. Like I said again, I'm a son of sharecroppers. They were sharecroppers. They were slaves. I'm just 3 generations from slavery. Back in the day when slavery ended, the white people needed somebody to work the fields. They couldn't. Other white people didn't want to do it because they're too lazy. They had us. Now talk about the immigrants. Here's the also. This country is based on immigrants. We are stolen people, immigrants, and it's easy if everybody come together. Like one of my favorite, and I love quoting movies because I'm a typical type criminal, so I like that. So, and even Dr. King was one point want to unite the immigrants, the women, the Jews, the gays under one flag. And what happened? He was killed. Because if you bring all these individuals together, you can strike a mighty blow. But it's so easy to pick what's might want to. The dog was for somebody here, okay? Abortion, one here, money and this and that. But then it's not so much about black and white, status. It's about us versus them, the haves and the have-nots. One thing is they're not going to. He's talking about mass deportation, but what it's going to do is going to affect business. And that's the thing. Money is always going to be the center of anything. It's a central part of this country. When slavery ended, especially in the South, they lost a lot of wealth. And it took them years to try to get that back, income close to what it used to be. Now, the thing about the abortion thing,
retained earnings.
When
you had
a
great detailed statement, retained earnings at the beginning of the year.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing with the abortion clinics, they have people go in there, set bombs, kill people, firebomb. these same people supposed to be pro-life are killing those people in those places. Planned Parenthood, yes, one aspect, abortion is one aspect about it, but also some people want to bring in, what wet nurses, what's the term? And they're like, I used to watch a show. It's a British show. It's called Midwives. They want to bring in more midwives in the system that helps, especially when we're at home want to have pregnancies.
Reviewing.
Yeah, there's a show called it's a British show. I watch it, and it's about midwives. They did it in UK.
Stephen gets his 1.6%.
Excuse me, thank you. and
It's a little bit of
they
the credit.
is somebody watching something? Okay. When they had the show, it was about the midwife system, and that's what that can help us out, because you don't have to need a nurse. You can have a midwife come here, help you with your pregnancy, set things up. There's so much that can be done, but America feels like it's the only country that that it has all the answers. There's other countries that look at this place and say, "Why are y'all doing this? Why you want to keep going backwards?" But there's never ever going to be a perfect solution to anything. No matter how one person says, Cornel West can say this, but you know what? Where was he doing this whole time? I respect the man, but at the same time, then say something. Get a coalition together. He does, but the thing is, you need a strong coalition. Everybody's going to pick and choose their sides. And like I said again, I'm a realist. There's never going to be easy answer. Yes, Donald Trump won because basically his base are racist, idiots, stupidity, whatever. And then at the end of the day, when they don't get what they want out of it, they're gonna be saying the same thing like we say, "We told you so." Don't expect anything out of this. And the thing again about the abortion thing, that is a choice of the individuals, what they want to do with their bodies. That's the thing about also how religion's used for years as a weapon against us. They tell you something in a book that's not really truth. It's made up stories here and there. And then they use it, say, "Hey, you can do this, do that," but they mistreat you. And there's so much that could be done if people sit down and say, "Okay, we have this issue, we have this grievances. Let's put it together." Like one thing was the Democrat mistake was they should have had sat together before when Donald Trump threw his hat into the ring. It should sit down and say, "You know what, Hillary, you're not going to beat him," because they look at the joke. And yeah, a lot of people look at the joke, but then you should have thought about it. People did not like Obama as president because they're racist tendency. So they wanted a white president. They got him. And like I said, he was a fuck up for 4 years. And then, maybe Kamala was put in too soon. Maybe should have worked around. They could have went to Gavin Newsom. That probably been a better choice. He's a psycho over there in California. So put a psycho against a psycho. And they probably would have beat Trump. But they just didn't sit down and had a set plan. They just went with what they had. And she put up a fight. And yes, she chose what things she wanted to choose. Yes, she chose abortion. Yes, she chose this. She chose the things she felt like she can work with. And maybe she didn't talk about she's black enough or this or that enough. But the thing was, she had just whatever she had at her hands and at her services to do with. It's never going to be perfect. It's always going to be a struggle. I wish things were better. But like I said, it's not always going to be like this. One of these days, we're going to either come together and say, "You know what, let's solve a solution. Let's get together. Let's have a plan." Maybe they do their thing, we do our thing. But in the day, it's us against the haves versus the have-nots.
Got you. Brother Jesse.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So much is said there.
Hold on.
Ooh.
I don't even know. Echo.
Ooh. Yeah. Somebody got mute their thing.
Okay, so much was said there. From the brother George. I don't even know where to start. Okay. First of all, that woman is not black. And the Democrats thought that they was gonna pull that identity politics on us, what they did with old Sambo. Now, you're from the South, brother. My family's from the South as well. Mm-hmm. We are foundational Black Americans. We are not immigrants. In fact,
stolen people. I said stolen people.
Hold on, brother. I didn't interrupt you. I just let you talk.
Mute your mic. Thank you.
we are not immigrants. We are actually the only ones that's not immigrants here. We were here before Columbus, and we still here now. The so-called Native Americans, those are our people. The $5 Indians that's running around, those are not our people. Um, Also, those five civilized tribes, they own slaves as well. They owe reparations as well. Now, you said something about the South wasn't able to rebuild their economy. They paid their slave owners for the slaves they lost. They received reparations. The only group of people in this country that has not received reparations is foundational Black Americans, descendants of American child slavery freedmen. So when we brought that to them in 2019, and they had that bullcrap commission where they put what is his damn name? That damn tether, not Coates, but Cruz, Coleman Cruz, up there with Danny Glover and all of that. Talking about we gonna do a commission. No, we're done. We're done with the commission. We're done with the study, and this is why the Democrats lose, and they're gonna continue to lose. And you said they should have put up Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom literally shut down reparations in California. He set up a whole task force that we followed for 4 years, AB 3121, which was a task force to study the effects that slavery had on Black Californians. These people kept calling in talking about California as a free state. There was no slavery in California, which was a damn lie. Because during the gold rush, the slave owners brought their slaves over there to mine the gold. We had a sister named Biddy Mason. Biddy Mason um, was the original owner of Hollywood. The land that Hollywood sits on, that was owned by a Black woman named Biddy Mason. They still have not compensated her family for that. We had the situation with Bruce's Beach. They didn't they called themselves giving the land back, but they had made it where they couldn't build on the land, so they had to sell it back. Gavin Newsom completely tanked reparations in California, and so he would have tanked his chances of becoming president if they would have ran him. And they knew this beforehand. They want to put this East Indian Brahmin, and if you know anything about India and their caste system, they hate Black people over there. They treat the Dravidians, the Dalits, the untouchables horrendously. So they thought they were going to be able to put a Brahmin East Indian woman in front of us that has no connection to us. They keep bringing up the fact that she was born in Oakland, but she didn't spend majority of her time in Oakland. She spent majority of her time in Canada, in suburban Canada at that. So she was not around us. She's not culturally like us. She's not like us, period. But they thought, oh, we're going to run an Obama 2.0. It worked for the Negroes in 2008. Oh, we had this Kenyan American that we were supposed to live vicariously through. Them days are over. We're not living vicariously through these politicians no more that supposedly look like us. We're demanding something tangible for our votes. Otherwise, they're not going to get our votes. And I hope the Democrat Party wakes up and realize where they effed up. The Democrats only have themselves to blame for this. They don't have nobody else to blame but themselves. They neglected their base. They thought their base was just going to come out and support them just because, like we've already stated, we don't have no obligation to any of these parties. Both of these parties betrayed us. Both the Republicans and the Democrats betrayed us. And people woke up and realized, hey, neither one of these parties mean us no good. Why don't we go to third party option? Well, the third party option sounds good until you get into the nuts and bolts of it and you realize that the duopoly, the two-party system, has it fixed where third-party candidates cannot win any of these races. Can't win the presidential seat because we don't have ballot access in all 50 states. I literally fought to keep third-party candidates on the ballot here in the state of Colorado because the Democrats were fighting so hard to keep third-party candidates off the ballot in a so-called democracy, where the people are supposed to have the say and the choice. But these people don't even live up to practice what they preach. They talk about, oh, we got to save democracy. Oh, democracy's at risk. First of all, this is not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic. That's why when you read the national anthem, it says for the republic for which it stands. It don't say for the democracy for which it stands. It says for the republic for which it stands. So And then they have a whole stanza they don't even read that's all about slavery that Francis Scott Key created. And then, ironically enough, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed earlier this year. The irony in that. So, Democrats, y'all, y'all need to stop neglecting your base. You cannot run on abortion. Abortion does not pay the bills. You cannot run on joy. That does not pay the bills. You cannot run on what hope. They try to pull that hope stuff with Obama, hope and change that you can believe in. Never told you what the hope was. Never told you what the change was. But you're supposed to believe in it because you're just supposed to live vicariously through this melanated person, and somehow you're supposed to be able to relate. They're supposed to be able to relate to you when these people, if they see you in the daily on a day in broad daylight, they wouldn't even speak to you. They walk right past you like you didn't even exist. But we supposed to go out and vote for these people after this promise that they're gonna do something for us. Nah, that broad told us with her whole chest in 2019 she wasn't gonna do nothing specifically for black people. No. So I don't know why 5 years later we thought, oh, something's gonna be different. Oh, she's gonna do something. At the very last minute, she come up with this black agenda, where basically all she did was add black and others to the agenda she already had in place to try to make it seem like, oh, I'm gonna do something specifically for you. No, them days are over. The pandering is over. The disrespect is over. Like Lady Chase said, seduction doll, they straight up disrespected us, black men in particular. And you sit up here talking about we need to go out and vote like your life depends on it and all of that madness. No, you didn't say you was gonna do nothing for us. You thought that by putting out all these celebrities that we just gonna go, oh well, Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion is supporting Kamala. Eminem is supporting Kamala. We should go and support Kamala. Hell no. Hell to the no, no, no. So, Democrats, if you want to win in 2028, you got to stop neglecting your base. You got to have something tangible, policy specifically for us. Reparations, direct lineage-based cash payments for descendants of American child slavery freedmen. An anti-black hate crime bill passed into law, like you lied and told us that you was going to make Joe Biden in Congress sign during Tyree Nichols' funeral. Y'all remember that? When she said, oh, I'm going to make Joe Biden in Congress sign the George Floyd police and that. It's been over a year since Tyree Nichols' funeral. We still ain't got that. So the days of these empty promises, the pandering, all of that are over. If y'all want to win Democrats, y'all gonna have to do something tangible. And I'll land my plane there.
Okay, thank you so much. Reigning woman, the have and the have nots. Are you back on the panel?
Yes, I am. Can y'all
Go
hear me?
ahead, go for it. Go for it, please.
Okay, so about the have and the have nots. I find it very ironic that Kamala Harris had no heztation at all about saying how she grew up in a in a oh my gosh. How did she say she grew up, y'all? What kind of household? What kind of household?
Middle class.
Yes,
Middle class.
yes, the middle class, right? However, not one time did she use that statement to talk about how she was going to campaign to help the middle class, the current middle class, to grow instead of it being eradicated at a rapid pace it has been at for at least the last 20 years. Then, on top of that, she found no way to represent the women of the middle class besides telling us what she really thought through her actions by bringing the likes of Beyonce's, who we would just call the whole ish, Cardi B, who I will call and refer to as, and the Megan Thee Stallions, the Sexy Reds, I will label them as the hoes to represent for an influence in your campaign. You didn't tell, while you are at the same time using reproductive rights as the main focal point of your campaign. So you have women that exhibit either hoe-like or hoe behavior and attitude and lifestyle, and have this type of influence over not just young women, but also immature women and also children, to show us that that's really what you think of the American woman, that's melanin rich in this climate. I'm gonna land there.
Okay. Hold that door right. Oh yeah, thank you. Let me read this. Sister Mashona Knight. She said, "Don't forget about the elephant in the room that the black humanitarian refused to address. I'm talking about the black pastors that robbed and exploit the black communities and encouraged democratic plantations." Whoa.
On that, let's get on that real quick.
Let's touch on that. Yeah, I'll talk
Yeah.
about that too.
Yeah, because I like this religion. Like I said before, religion.
Is the one
Go
that
ahead.
passed that faith-based initiative money in 2005. For those that don't know, the black church prior to that time was influential in revolutionary thought. Booker T. Washington, for instance, he used Tuskegee Institute as a refuge for revolutionaries to gather and come together for revolutionary change. When they got that faith-based initiative money, they said, "Oh, we're gonna put all that Black Power stuff to the side. We gonna come together for the better of man." And that's what we have. So we have these poor child preachers that's out here telling us go vote blue no matter who, because they get in tax breaks, they don't have to pay no taxes. As you know, they're considered a charity, so they have a tax free exemption. Whatever happened to separation of church and state? My whole time running for office in Colorado, we've had all these forums and debates in churches, in religious centers. How is that separation of church and state? And it's only when it comes to us that they do this stuff. They don't do this for these other groups. The other group is like literally talked down to and said, "Oh, well, you need to do this. Your ancestors died for you to do this, and your ancestors died. Our ancestors died for us to have liberation and freedom." And at the time, they thought voting would be the way toward that. And as I said, we can clearly see after 60 plus years now of doing the same thing, expecting a different result, which is insanity. It's not working.
Got you. And let me say this before we continue this. Go more on Sister Mashona Knight. Point is this, that we talking about the same churches that don't preach about the man and woman being together. These are the same churches, I have to say this, that preach on the separation of the black man. Also the separation of the black woman that wants to do things together. This is the same church has raped little boys and little girls. These are the same ones that show up on P. Diddy party. Oops, did I say that?
Yeah, you're talking about the TD Snakes.
But it's true. And then we got to go on the black congressmen. Talking about some black congressmen and some black women have been a part of this for decades. And that's why you see the late great Dr. Martin Luther King, when he had to do certain things, he had to clean the house. That's what he was talking about. And so we got to talk about that more in the near future too, because they indebted to the Democratic Party and also quiet kept the Republican Party too. Just like I want you to look at the background that I put. Trump, Latinos for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They moved away from us for a long time, family.
yep.
They got their own networks that they do not want African descent to be on it. But we gave them, like I want to say this, we helped them with the blueprint, and they took it and want to be part of white supremacy
Like this underrated
policy.
Like this underrated. It wasn't for Dr. King, Julio Cesar Chavez when they got where he was at. And you remember Dr. King changed some of his stance after Malcolm X was killed because he was going a little bit extremist. And that's why he was later killed. And the thing about religion, either on both sides, Republican or Democrat, they will use that excuse, like they say, we'll follow the rules of Jesus, like that. Jesus believed in helping the sick, the poor, the downtrodden, not just helping, and just not praying over one man. Jesus is everybody. There's a, I'll say to you later, underrated. It's a
Okay.
that was done by the late great Charlie Chaplin, and it's from a movie called The Dictator, and it's been playing a lot lately. How it says that God is not just in one man; He's in every man. And like I said, I hadn't been to church in a long time. I used to go with my mom because if everybody, if you go in the South, you have to go to church. You dress up. You got to be nice in church. But I have more belief in faith than I do in religion. As you just heard that the diocese paid off over billions of dollars to victims of childhood molestation. And here's the thing: that's also it's wrong is to tell people, especially men, to claim abstinence. We're human beings. Some churches believe that you should have the right to have children. And the reason why they do that because if you have family, whatever you have left over, the church gets it. It doesn't go to your family next of kin. If you have children, everything like when my mom died, me and my brother and sister had to split things together, and whatever was left over, we was us. It's just they use religion especially for us black people as a hammer. When you have guys like T.D. Jakes or Creflo Dollar or even these guys like the Pat Buchanans and all those guys, one person I did like was the late Billy Graham, and the sad sack his son is a sad sack of his father. He supported Dr. King. He even said in the pulpit that we're all brothers. And the thing is that it's hard to try to convince people to believe, have faith in something, especially if it's not tangible. We want so much out of this life, so much out of this world. And you know what? We have to have faith. Just sometimes a little faith goes a long way. So you got to give the best of your other man. But sometimes it can, not always come where you want it to be. It's so tough in this
Right.
world.
And to that point, Brother George, faith without deeds is dead. So you got these pork chop preachers that, like you said, Jesus was looked out for the street people, the people on the streets. These same pastors now will sweep the unhoused off the steps of their church. They will close their doors to the public during a hurricane or a natural disaster. We've seen that in Houston with Hurricane Ike
Joe,
and Joe Osteen.
yeah,
He completely closed the doors to that church, didn't allow them people to get no kind of help, any kind of refuge. So, I mean, how much longer should we support these religious institutions that are not?
and then and remember doing that, it was a man who owned a furniture store. He wasn't a religious man. He had a furniture store doing Houston. He let people stay there and sleep on the mattresses. That's the thing is, it takes individuals with true belief in faith and true belief in the good heart of what Jesus says to do that. not these, like I said again, not the Joe Osteen. My mom used to love Joe Osteen, but when I heard about that shit, I'm not a fan of his. Or it takes true good people with faith. I remember the story. Somebody said that they wanted to build this shelter for the people homeless because there was a thing where they didn't have a elevator. They couldn't be there because it couldn't go by some kind of restrictions, or was it some kind of mandate in the law, stuff like that. They had to get an elevator, but they couldn't do it. But they wanted to build something for the people that need a place to stay. And and if these people were really people of God, you would help out. You wouldn't want to just keep having take, and not give nothing back. If one thing was, we keep talking about religion, we got to think our money has in God we trust. And there's never really going to be a true separation of church and state, because we're always going to have that. It's hard to separate the both. It's in our songs, it's in our group. I went to school, I prayed in school, but the thing is, it's hard to separate those two, especially in the Black community. We have always been, at the mercy of religion.
And let me go more on that
Our
too.
enslavement. They literally used that book to justify our enslavement for centuries.
Yeah, and let me go more on that too. Now, instead of they preach the word of their garments, they pull up their garments and violate people.
Yep.
And it's sad, and it's real sad because it's happening right this minute. Little boys, little girls, even grown people.
Yep.
And they still taking money. But see, they talking about they all about the word. No, you're not all about the word. Because if you're all about the word, you will not do those things. You all about the devil. See, you all about the devil abundance. You all about, like I always said, be on the devil's tail. See, that's what you're all about. And let me see. Let me read this. Sister Masonum said. She said these Jacqueline AK Passive pig feet have all encouraged Black community and poverty, took our neighborhoods no development, and they yet tell us to vote Democrat. Yeah, that is true. They take the money, go on trips. They take the money, put ATM machines in it. Also, they take the money to bribe people in politics. So they do a whole lot, especially in our community. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other communities. Yes, it does. It really does. It does. But we have to understand too that like the people always say, they catch a cold. But us as a people, we catch the flu. And our diagnosis is not being mentioned for centuries. I'm sorry, go for decades and go into centuries. And we better understand that. And so my thing is that, hey, I want that's what I'm saying, like today, that I know that we are okay. Anybody that want to put their channel in the chat, y'all can. But that's why, like, we go know that we got off, but we got to understand these Latinos, y'all cannot hide no more.
Me not Black Poppy.
White women, y'all can't hide no more. Y'all can't hide no more. The cat is out there. The cat been out the bag. Okay. And I want us to really continue. I want us to really concentrate on this, because now you got. We ain't talking about white women, because white women gonna do what they want to do anyway. 51% already voted for Trump anyway. Okay. Let me repeat it again. The miss had to tell me this. 51% of white women voted for Trump. So mainstream media, what we talk about. Y'all don't want to mention that, but you want to talk about blacks all the time. White women is going to be alongside the white man. So imagine what the percentage of the white man that voted for Trump. Because I know it's more than, I know it's 51%.
at least 51%. I would say 55, not 60.
Yeah.
I go one day back. I think it's 60%.
And some of them were undecided. So you go vote.
They can say all they side they want. They voted. Every time they say they are undecided, they want to talk about us. No. So if you say undecided, that's more. So I say I stretch it to 70%.
Mm-hmm.
You want to throw the undecided in it. But so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. These are the ones on the lines of still white supremacist policies. And there are other ethnic groups is down with it too, that they refuse to talk about times in elections. They down with it too.
Yo, underrated brother, I gotta head out because my my computer's blanking on me.
Thank you. Make your last remark, please.
I've been busy since this morning. I got, if y'all follow me, I'm always George Page, aka the Pervy Sage. I do content mostly on bodybuilding. I am a fan of bodybuilding. If you want to follow my link, it's in the description. Check out. This shows stuff's going on. I might been working on it and stuff. I heard you, brother. I said, let me jump on every now and then, help my brother out. And I also, hey, Jesse, ask Honoré about Valerie.
No, not going to do that. Right here, punch in the mouth.
No, brother.
But yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Not a problem. But like I said, people. We're gonna, as always, Black people. We've been to the struggle most of our lives. We'll survive this. This is too. We're past. No matter who's getting the leader, we're never always gonna get what we want out of life. We can only hope and pray we get what we can get out of it. Maybe someday somebody will actually catch on. Not anytime soon. Maybe not in my lifetime, because brother, in another few more weeks, I'm gonna be here. I'm half a century old. Oh my God, I know what happened. So I'm an old broken man. I got two bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. But I really understand the frustration. But sometimes we gotta face the reality. We're not always gonna get where we want. There's no perfect. But like I said, love you, ladies. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to young man Jesse.
Thank you.
Your wife. And
Thank you.
folks, like I said, go check out my channel. I got some interviews coming up. I got one tomorrow. Also, I do a live called Most Talk Mondays. If y'all, I know maybe you're into bodybuilding, but I want you to just respect it because we enjoy these days with muscle. And to say my other guy, if you get us something, never do for free, underrated.
Okay.
I'll see you later, brother.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Before we continue, the title is Latino and White Women Help Trump Win This Election. Now, I do want to get into the stories that we're hearing at the election. That the whiteness ruled over Latinos. Latinos said, "Oh, we voted for Trump, so we got our whiteness now. Could you let us come into our country club?" And you know what this whiteness said? No, we're gonna deport your ass back. That's what they saying to y'all. See y'all been pandering. There is another, I forgot to tell you, but there is another story somewhere on the East Coast, go towards the South, that a Hispanic woman got, what's good, Prince Pierre? That Hispanic woman got deported. Now, people can say all they want to. And so, my thing is this, that they can say all they want to, but the proof is in the pudding. The white woman already say, "Hey, I don't care what's going on." Hold on, brother. Hold on, because we got to stick to the title. We got to stick. I hope you read the thing. We got to stick to it. We got pretty good. I'm going to send the link. I got to get this out. I'm going to get this out. But we got to stick to it. Okay? And so we understand that white women They sticking with a man, despite how they feel about some people and others too. So us as our people, we better understand that, because what the whiteness has said, tell y'all Hispanic stay in your place. The white woman actually telling them stay in your place. You not with us. You still in.
Well, underrated. Remember that saying, if you're white, you're right. If
Yeah.
you're brown, stick around. If you're yellow, you're mellow. And if you're black, get the hell back.
Yeah.
They thought they could stick around. LULAC opted out of classifying themselves as their own race. They had the opportunity in 1930s, black family, to be classified as their own race in the United States Census. They opted out of it and decided to go for whiteness. So
Yeah.
LULAC, the oldest Latino organization in America, said, "No, we don't want to be our own group. We want to be down with y'all. Y'all said we can stick around."
So I'm just saying that if we denying what's going on right now, I'm talking about a few days after election. I'm talking about our people now. Something wrong with you. Black man or black woman, something wrong with you. Because rural America, let me say rural America has spoken again. And that is another. I'm going to talk about that in the near future too. I had talked about it some angles and somewhat like little here, little there throughout the years. But I think I think it's about the time that I'm going to do a live about rural America.
Yep, remember try this in a small town.
So watch out for that. Now, is it going to be a panel discussion? I don't know. Maybe I'll probably do a part one. I'll probably do a part one. I'll probably do part one. Maybe just me for talking. And part two, I'll probably talk. And then I bring the panel up.
Okay. Um. I didn't hear that last part, brother. I'm sorry. I was laughing at Jesse. Jesse was saying something in the back. Um. I think that as far as the Latino vote, you know, if you had been paying attention, the message had been broadcasted to the Latinos and the Hispanics for like a year and a half. You know that they were pandering to them. They let them in. They let the border open. You know the messages that Biden said y'all gonna have to make nice with the Latinos. You know what I mean? You have to play nice with them because they're gonna be above us. I mean, he meant what he said, and that's what it was. You know, they were pandering to them. The Black Democratic shills were wondering how they were gonna vote. They tried to, what it looked like to me, from my observation, was that they were trying to place the Hispanic vote above the black vote, knowing that the black vote was going to sit it down this season. It's going to sit it down, and they could, we could give them the couch and the middle finger and whatever else, right? So they tried to propagate their program to fit the Hispanic narrative. They wanted us to be welcoming. They called them our new neighbors. They gave them all our money. They fed them. They brought them in here. They housed them in nice ass hotels. They let them take over our streets. They put them in our neighborhoods, meaning black people's neighborhoods. They just let them run havoc. They let black people, or excuse me, in our South, speak for our city because we see it every day. And we was in Denver. We had an unhoused situation, very very serious, heavy unhoused, serious situation where we had a lot of black veterans and black women, black men, black youth outside on the street sleeping in tents. I was one of them. Jesse was one of them. You know what I mean? We was outside. We was outside. So then when the Hispanic people start to come in a full flux, black people can't have their children outside. They want to say that they're not trying to separate black families. Black women, black women and black men who are single parents or either parents and had a child, they were unhoused because of the COVID pandemic running havoc on on people couldn't pay rent after a while. We rent moratorium, right? Moratorium.
Yeah, they ended the rent.
They ended it, so people lost their homes. These are people who never been out on the street. So you have black families that had, never been out, ever lived on the street like me and Jesse. So you have brand new families coming in, living in their car. Well, black people in our state, they can't be outside with their children because somebody will come tell on them and they take their children.
Mhm.
CPS they say we're neglectful. We can't care for our child. We got them outside in the street. And what bothered me the most because I had lost my children that way. My child that way. I had lost my child that way a long time ago. What had made me upset was you had all these Hispanic people crossing damn near 8 countries to come over here with 4 or 5 plus kids, pregnant and whatnot, infiltrating our medical system, overburdening our indigent care and all of our stuff that we barely have access to, but overburdened financially. With the care for them, they're bringing other like illnesses like measles and shit that we ain't seen over here into the population, and they outside
Mhm.
all their children. They're outside with all their children when they'll go. And if you're a black man, black woman, black family, single or otherwise, and you have children that are out there with you because of the situation, you go to get a motel voucher. They give you the motel voucher for 1, maybe 2 days in the motel with you and your children, and then that's it. You got good luck out there. It's Coca World, peace, kick you out, right? But they put these people in apartments. They put them in hotels.
Nice ass
Nice
hotels.
ass motherfucking hotels. Right?
Mm.
They never would let us unhouse people because we have a camping ban. So they would never let us unhouse black folk outside in tents without sweating us every couple of hours. Let alone let us have a child or two out there. We sleeping in a car or something. They're gonna take our child or children away for neglect. They let these kids outside running rampant outside with the unhoused where you got there's perverts everywhere, right? But there might be a pervert here and there, that's laying low, and you got these young girls because they was out there stealing and what do you call it, Jesse, begging for money, what was it called, panhandling or something like that. They got their children out there, their girls out there, like young girls, young boys out there doing survival sex. You know what I mean? And you got people out. You mixing two different types of unhoused situations.
Right.
The new mayor, that's a whole separate issue that we just will talk about later. The new mayor over there housing them first, knowing goddamn well we've had an unhoused crisis for motherfucking millennia. He don't give a damn about us first. He put all the money into them, right?
He told them how to get here.
Yeah, they told them how to get here. So,
They was using our whole app
we in
to get here.
Denver is a sanctuary city.
Yeah, Denver is.
Aurora is not a sanctuary city. I'm in Aurora. So when Trump was allegedly coming over here to deport motherfuckers, I was like, let me show you where it is. I'll give you a tour all the way to the motherfucking immigration jail if you want to. It's like 15 minutes away. Go ahead, round everybody up, right?
Mm.
Because we had been I was so sick of it. I was sick of watching people keep their children. They can have them outside in tents. They can keep their children. They have many children, plus coming over pregnant. Look, and then have the fucking audacity to demand work permission, demand all this stuff that is a privilege, like having an ID, a right to vote, a place to live,
Right.
all these things that we had already been demanding, they've been ignored, and they got it. They got it. They got money cards. They got sponsorship. They got apartments. It took me 5 motherfucking years, and thankfully I had a heart condition to get me housed during a winter storm and the pandemic. That was it. 5 years, right? 5 years. These motherfuckers come in 2 months, and that's that. Right across the street where they built up our new apartments, right where I live, these apartments are $2,800 for a brand new spot. That's all that lives there um is white folk, Venezuelan folk, and that's that. And I live right across from it. In the last part that isn't gentrified, I'm looking at like, man, my voucher is like 1,500. This place used to be $400. I was thinking to myself, man, they sure can get all the help they need. They would refuse to eat in our shelter. They refuse to go to our shelters. But it's okay for us to be in the same spot that these people refuse to. They got what do they call it? Carte blanche, Jesse, like catered to.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And all that. And we're looking at it like, you get to keep your kids. You can make demands on us. You go to our city council chambers, protest, make a scene, act like you the one that is the victim when you weren't invited and you came over here and exploited our resources, right? And are we supposed to just lay down the carpet and welcome you in? Hell no. Nah. We would get mad. Me and Jesse are always the only ones that look like the villains. Get mad and say, like, no, they illegal immigrants. Period. They came over unwelcome. They weren't wanted. They showed up. Now you got to give them everything, and we're supposed to be nice to them and just allow it to happen. Cater to them. Start speaking their language. Blah blah blah. As they fucking fill up our buses, we can't even get in. We can't get nowhere. We can't even get any help again. We're still on the benign neglect. We're still being neglected, and they don't want to hear it from it. The for the last year, we've watched Democrats, not necessarily Republicans. Republicans been doing the same racist shit. They didn't change nothing. They just kept doing the same shit, right? They kept right on point. But the Democrats talk about we had to be more welcoming. We had to let them in. We had to give up our space again, okay, for them. And so the message was clear. They were the Hispanic vote. Yeah, I think that what happened was the Democrats thought, since we're doing so much for you Hispanic people, you're obligated to us like the blacks, right? But the Hispanic people voted over to the Trump side, which I think was, in my opinion, this is what I think. Maybe it's because they didn't want to get deported, or they didn't want their family to get deported when they came in. So they said, hey, if we vote for Trump, maybe he'll have mercy on our souls. You dig? And so maybe that's why they voted on that side, because initially the Democrats thought they had it in the bag. They thought they had the Hispanic vote wrapped up because Biden let them in. And little did they know, they bit their hand and fed them. And they went over to the Trump side like, oh no, cuz is going to deport us. He's going to deport us. So we might as well give him the vote. Maybe he'll have mercy on our family and shit and our friends and leave us alone and let us stay here. You know what I mean? And knowing that that's not the play at all. Dude said he's going to do what he do. Like, I tend to believe that Trump is capable of separating families, putting them in cages, and sending people back home. You see, we've done it. So
first 4 years
I don't know why anybody would. I don't know why they would, but I was like, maybe that was their thought. If we just go ahead and submit it to Trump, maybe he'll have mercy. That's just what I was thinking, because any other reason, it don't make sense. They already got a good life the way they came in. They got everything without working for nothing. We work in paperwork. We work in tears. We work in begging. We're doing the most just for fucking food stamps. Okay? And like, to get approved for food stamps is a 6 to 9 month process. Just think about it. Like people, I'm on the system, so I know. You got to do it every 6 months. You got to recertify everything. And it's in begging and tears. Please, man, you're praying. No, you're praying the whole time. Please, God, let him approve it. Please, let him approve it. Please, let him approve it. Yes. Fine, and go get some fucking groceries. But these motherfuckers just getting handed money. More money than the average single person. Single person may get $225. These motherfuckers getting $425. You dig?
Yeah.
4,000.
And plenty of money all month long. They live nice. They live better. They getting catered to. You can't tell them, oh, you don't want to eat this? Okay, well, we'll fix you whatever. As a matter of fact, here's some bread. You could go cook your own shit. Whereas we,
Yeah.
hey man, you suffer with this weak ass salad, these low grade, bland ass green beans, and this little piece of mystery ham. Good luck at there. Go sleep in the shelter. And the shelter good enough for you. It's just like jail. You'll be all right. But them, no, they can't live like that. Oh, God forbid. They come from a warm tropic place. They can't
Yeah.
handle the cold. Well, motherfucker, you know what you was coming to. And they can't even lie to us and tell us that they didn't know the weather. Look, man, it's 2024. Everybody got a motherfucking TV,
Yeah.
radio,
Yeah.
even in their
Yeah.
own countries. In their own countries, they on the internet. They coming over here and they got nicer phones than us. If you go outside, go to 7-Eleven, just stand outside for a little bit and watch these motherfuckers drive up in a better whip with a fucking with one of those snowflakes or whatever they picked up off the street. You dig? So we sit here looking like, man, we still driving beaters. We on the bus. These motherfuckers living good, eating good. They got the health care right. We suffering. That's why I think they did it. I just think they did it because either way, we still neglected.
Yeah, that's true because I know I was talking to one of my fam in New York a few months ago. It was like a lot of immigrants were like was committing like crime, beating up cops and everything, and they ain't took nothing away from them. And Sister Rain Woman, I want you to get into the conversation too. I want you to get into the conversation. I said, real? I said, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and then the same ones, they found them in Chicago. They let them go. They found them in Chicago. Alvin Bragg didn't pursue no charges against them. This the same one that refused to pursue charges against Daniel Penny, who killed Jordan Neely. They found them in Chicago. They had committed some more crimes, and then they finally arrested them. The same ones that attacked the police in New York back in January. Then I guess they ended
yeah,
up here in Colorado. They ended up here all the way in Colorado from New York City, and they finally caught their ass here after they robbed a jewelry store out here.
get out of here. Well, woo, I got to get ready and rest up for tonight and everything. I'm going out tonight. I got to rest up for that. And I want each of y'all make your last remarks and stay there. And I'll make my last remarks and then we're going to close it out. Sister Rain Woman, you still there?
I am here.
Anything you want to add on before you make your last thing?
No, because then if I do, we're going to be here and you a little bit longer, and you're going to be a little bit behind. You ready? Okay.
What,
Here,
what, you, what you want to talk about? I can pull a few more. What you want to talk about?
it's going to be more than a few minutes, darling. It's okay.
Huh?
I said it'll be more than a few minutes, and that's okay. So I'll just have a
I'll squeeze a few more minutes.
no. It's going to be more than that. If I start again, we're going to be here a little while longer. So
How
I'll
much
give my
longer are
final
you
thought,
talking about? You talking about 30 minutes?
or maybe more. So this can be ongoing. That's okay. I will give my final thoughts because this will be a continued
It
dialogue
is, yeah.
throughout
I'm
the
looking.
week
I'm
to
looking
come.
at it part two.
Right. So that's not a problem. Trust me.
Okay.
My final thoughts are this: when you vote for anything,
Hold that thought, sister. Hold that, sister. Prince, I did put the no. Hold up. I want you to hold that thought, sister. Ready, Prince. I put it. I put the link in the chat. I put the link in the chat so you could come up. But I wanted to stick to this. I want you to stick. I just want everybody. We were sticking what I put there. That's all it is. I did put it there, so that's on you. I did put the link in the chat. People see I put the link in the chat. Go right ahead, Sister Ready Woman.
my final thoughts are this: whenever you're going to vote on anything or anyone, keep in mind that when you are voting not on the person, but on your interest and the results that you desire to see, the outcome that you desire to see from your vote. Presidency and political elections have the same requirement and guideline. No one is entitled to your alliance. No one is entitled to your devotion. No one is entitled to your vote without earning it. And whether or not they earn your vote is not contingent upon the consensus of anyone else.
Got it. Um, Sister Seduction. Jesse, give her my email. All right.
Okay.
Give me email so we can reach out because this is gonna be a part two. Sister Seduction, last remarks, please.
All right. I'll say thank you, brother. Thank you for having me on here. And it's good to talk to you. I've talked to you several times on Shabaka's Black Experience, and
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so thank you for having me up here for the first time. I appreciate it. Sorry. I be like the other sister, man. Really, we could be here all over day.
Right.
It's terrible. That's probably why men don't get a chance to talk too much. Just kidding. I'm joking. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this. I want to say thank you, and she's right. Just you should vote. Like we've been saying this whole year in our own city, when we talk to our people, we should be telling them, vote for policy, vote for your best interests or tangibles, and there wasn't anything, to sum it up, there wasn't anything tangible from Harris administration. And if she wanted to, she could have showed and proved in the last couple of months that she had to run. She had the power of the pen at her, which would be him, Dark Biden or whatever his name, Biden. She could have had him, help her show and prove that she meant to do us something, but she didn't. She didn't do any of that. What I say is that you should vote for tangibles, and in your local elections, you should look for people. And just because we've already outgrown that, that black face high place thing. We've already outgrown it. Um, Fact is that we got to start looking at our at candidates. Maybe building them up, maybe new people, um, building them up and supporting them. The fact is that with the way they've conditioned us to look at things is on a basis of viability, which is where the money is, or who's got the money, or who's got the biggest purse to win an election. And in our city, like when Jesse's running, he's running against a colonized white woman, and in a district that he's lived in his whole motherfucking life, and everybody knows him. But it was our people, they decided they were going to hold the white woman's hand through the process. And yeah, they tokenized it. The black church let let the shilling happen, and let the pandering and tokenizing um go on in there. They allowed them to come in and say, they allow white people to talk to black people like they own them still, and that's just crazy. You should vote for your best interest, what's best for you and your family, what's going to enhance your progression forward, and the presidential shit you had to fix us. Right now, we just got to ride this out. We're on a marathon, not a sprint, and we're at war. We're still at war, family, with them. It's gonna be that way until we dominate, racism and white supremacy. And there's no more "I'm white and I say so." We gotta we just gotta do it that way, because if we keep holding hands with them and kumbaya, we ain't never gonna progress forward. We're never gonna have our needs met, and we're gonna continue to look how we look now. And right now, we don't have that kind of time for our children and our grandchildren's sake. They need to be left a legacy, and if we're like, the empowerment age, we need to be empowered to leave something good for them, instead of them having to work so hard like we're working now. You know, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for having me up here. Um, And I look forward to talking to you again. And thank you to the chat and everybody else. That was very enlightening and very educational broadcast.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Share this out. And
Yeah.
thank you. Before we get to you, Jesse, let me mention people. Sister Mashona Knight, thank you. And brother CER, thank you for your insight, brother G. Thanks for um thank you, brother G. But X Ace Gotcha 23, thank you. And brother PA, I don't know why you say you was in the background because I said I put the link in the chat. I put the link in the chat, so all you do just come up. But that's how you feel. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. So I want to get everybody before I turn on. Brother T Man, thank you so much. Already heard from Seduction Doll. And the real hold on, yo, hold on. How they gonna let me go all the way up? Oh, they thank you, Never the Autism Boy, and that's what oh, Respill Midwest Boston Talk, thank you. Ernst Haran, thank you. That's everybody. I got everybody and stuff. All right, Jesse.
All right, appreciate you having. You gotta go on mute, baby. Appreciate you having me on again, Underrated Darkness. You know, you're always welcome on our platforms.
Thank you.
We're gonna be going live later on, so if you're still up, please tap in. I'll send you the email. But like I've already stated before in my closing, um, Democrats, you only have yourselves to blame. There's no one group to name on this. It is you. You are the problem, not the solution. And apparently, 51% of at least 50% of the population, or voting population that voted, agreed. So you need to stop practicing this malign neglect. The malign neglect policy that has been implemented since the Nixon administration, which was 50 years ago now, till now, which lumps us, meaning the foundational Black Americans, in the groups with minorities, people of color, marginalized, disenfranchised, underprivileged, underserved, downtrodden. The list goes on and on and on. And focus on your actual base. You turned your back on your base. You tried to denigrate and disrespect your base. So now you see fat meat is greasy, and we're not playing with you. We are very serious about our tangibles. This is the tangible generation. We are in it for the long haul. We said on our platforms numerous times, it's going to be a marathon, not a sprint. RIP to Nipsey Hussle. The marathon continues. We are dead fast centered on these tangibles. We're going to stand on that business all the way up to 2100. So with that being said, focus more on your local politics. That's what's going to affect your day to day, not the president. You only see the president once, what, every 2 to 4 years at the most. You see your local mayor, your local city council, alderman, state representative more than that, or at least you should. So focus more on the local and state level. That's what's going to dictate your day to day. The president is just a figurehead for the powers that be. It don't matter who you put up there. The game is just going to remain the same. And the game is racism and white supremacy, the global system of racism and white supremacy, which controls all 9 areas of human activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, sex, war, and religion. And some say health and nutrition. So we need to be actively working to get rid of that system. And how we go about it is in 5 ways or 5 steps. The first way, I think of it as a 5-story building. So the first way you do it is by practicing group economics. The Black community is the only community that money does not stay in our community longer than 6 hours. Every other community you can name, their money stays in their community and bounces several times before it leaves their community. So we got to start there. Then once we get that going, we can either buy or rent a politician that's going to serve our best interests. Then you use that money from that to buy the courts, the police, the court system, judicial system in your state, in your local. You use that money to buy all the media. We've seen a complete censorship this campaign. My campaign has been completely, for all intents and purposes, wiped off the web because they have literally banned me from my Facebook. They have banned me from my Instagram. They tried to ban me from Twitter, and they tried to take my YouTube channel down. We've already had like 3-4 strikes on Frontline Black News. Lady Che's stuff has been taken down as well. So it is real, and we cannot sit up here and allow that stuff to continue. So you want to neglect your base, you want to do for any and everybody but your base, and then when it's time to need us, we're nowhere to be found. We're just repeating what y'all been doing to us. Y'all use us for a numerical value. Oh, y'all go out there and support this cause, that this and that cause. Them guys and people was wondering why are they standing on the sidelines? Why ain't they picking sides? Them Zionists, why ain't they picking a side in this conflict? That has nothing to do with us. We got our own genocide going on right here that has not been addressed, and we have not been compensated for it. So we are focused on us. So I hope this election showed that we can come together and sit this one out. If ain't none of these parties doing nothing for you, don't bother. We decided to either sit it out, meaning hit the couch, or vote third party. And it's high time for a third party.
Stay right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
It's beyond high time for a third party because there's no way in hell that two parties can represent the interests of 330 million people. And you look at other countries, they got like what? At least 5, 6, 7, upwards of 10. You look at South Africa, Tanzania, they got like 10 political parties. So if this is going to be a democracy, which is not a democracy, it's the idea of a democracy. It's the vision or the dream of a democracy, but it's not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic. So you vote for those that you want to represent you, but since the corporations control the duopoly, it's the corporations that choose or select your president. So focus at the local level. I wish people voted as much as they do during these presidential years than they do in odd years or for the midterm, for instance, because Congress, that affects you as well, more so than the president, because the Congress is the one that's going to pass whatever the president is trying to get on the way. So we want to get something passed that's going to specifically benefit us. We need to focus more at the local and state level. What we're doing here in Colorado is we're trying to get on all these commissions and boards involving us, and especially in regards to reparations, because we were watching very closely what was happening in California. And whichever way California goes, typically the rest of the nation goes. So if they would have passed reparations in California, then they could have possibly passed it in the other 49 states, because all of the states had their hands in slavery. Whether they was considered a slave state or not, they still benefited from it. So we're tired of all these other groups benefiting off of us, and we getting nothing. And we are tired of that. So we set it out. You only have yourselves to blame, Democrats. You neglected your base. Now you got to pay for it. So appreciate you having me on Underrated Darkness. Like I said, we're going live in a few hours. Well, a couple of hours now. Yeah, a few hours. It'll be about 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which equates to like 12 a.m. Eastern.
Right.
30 Eastern. So if you're still up, feel free to join us. If not, listen to our playbacks, and we appreciate the time. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to Frontline Black News on YouTube and Facebook. The Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube and Facebook, and Black Experience Enhanced, which we're on Blog Talk Radio, but you can find us also on Facebook and X.com, otherwise known as Twitter, or the musty man's platform, Elon Musk. So it's been real. Stay black, stay dangerous, keep your heads on a swivel. We have no friends. We are all that we got, Black family. Till the next time.
Thank you. So you can stay right there. Before I say my last remarks, I'm going to address to you, brother PA. You had you. I'm gonna leave it just like that. That's whatever you say, you say. That's it. But I would say this: it's going to be a part 2.
Okay.
So it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to be a part 2, but it's going to be a part 2. And I think this is going to be a continuing conversation, because I think this is going to be started, and I think it's going to be a lot to really unpack between those times. So look out for the part 2. And so I'm going to reach out to the ones who was on the panel today, and hopefully there are some more people to come on. But I definitely want the ones to come on the panel today. We could start the conversation. Keep on the part 2. How'd that sound?
Sounds good to me.
And then I want to go. Then we're going to go, because I didn't forget about the election that you was in. I definitely want to do something separate from that. So definitely reach out to for me. It's that too. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. We already know what it is. Let's build. That's all I can say. Let's build. So, on that note, have a good night. Stay blessed. Ghost.